It's the circle of life, ladies and gentlemen. As you see, I got the original Disney animated classic from 1994 that changed animation history. Today, I saw the remake to this beautiful, glorious animation film, The Lion King. Here we go. Alright. As you know, The Lion King is one of the greatest Disney animated movies of all time, if not the greatest animated movie of all time. We all know the story. Simba gets blamed for his dad's death, Mufasa, but of course we know that Scar kills him to take over Pride Rock. That's literally the synopsis to this movie. I'm going to talk about the 2019 reimagining directed by Jon Favreau. Here we go. Alright, first off, this movie is visually stunning, and it's definitely a visual effects masterpiece. But when I watched it, I felt like I was literally watching the original. This is a complete shot-for-shot remake with some stuff added in, which I kind of predicted that. So first off, the runtime for the original Lion King is about 77 minutes or so, but in this one it's 118 minutes, and I barely even noticed any changes that they made to this, except for probably a little bit of a backstory towards Shenzi and all the other hyenas, where Shenzi had a little confrontation with Nala, and that was kind of explored in the ending of this film. And this is going to be full of spoilers. I know this is going to be a very, very big movie this weekend, but you have been warned. So here we go. Alright. Now, some of the music in this movie is very, very good. But one thing that really made me felt underwhelmed was the emotion and all these musical numbers. And I felt like The Circle of Life was probably the best musical number because that is an epic song. But in the Be Prepared scene, when Scar comes up with his plot to kill Mufasa, I felt no emotion in that scene at all. That original scene in Be Prepared is very tense and kind of terrifying. I felt none of that emotion in that reimagining. And some of the lyrics were kind of spoken word, and yeah, I just felt no emotion there. Of course, we all know that Mufasa's death is imminent, and that's one of the most emotional scenes in any Disney movie, even up to today. I literally felt no emotion in this reimagining. It was just I was just watching the original, but it's live action. Now, in the original, it's a very, very sad moment, not only for kids but for adults, because you want Mufasa to teach Simba the ways of ruling a kingdom, and you barely get much of Mufasa. And instead, Mufasa lives in Simba, and he gets blamed for Mufasa's death, and he gets exiled. And we all know how the movie progresses, where he comes back and fights Scar and inherits the throne to his rightful kingdom. We all know that. Now, another thing that really bothered me about this movie, and it is a big one. Can You Feel the Love Tonight is a very big love song that has emotion and gravity towards Simba and Nala. Guys, I'm going to tell you this, and like I said, this video has a few spoilers, so you've been warned. They treat Can You Feel the Love Tonight as Can You Feel the Love Today, or Can You Feel the Love This Afternoon. It just doesn't make any sense. But at the end of that number in the original, Timon and Pumbaa like cry out, and you like see like all the tears like coming out of their eyes. There was none of that, and I didn't feel like emotionally gravitated towards that. It was kind of disappointing. And I know a lot of people are like saying that most of the characters are like emotionless and literally have like no presence there. I mean, when you see Simba in that canyon and you see like all the wildebeest coming down on him in the original, you get a close-up on the camera on his face, and his face just like opens like, you got none of that in this movie. Now, I'm not completely bashing this movie because I love The Lion King. It's one of my favorite animated movies of all time. It's literally up there with like Titanic and Braveheart and all those other movies that I really need to get around talking to you guys about, but that'll come around pretty soon. But this movie came out in '94, and it was a major year for movies. And here we are 25 years later to the live-action retelling of this classic animated story that we've all seen before. And guys, I wouldn't say that I was like disappointed in this movie, but I would have rather like watched the original over this remake. But as for my review, I really hate to say this because I absolutely adore The Lion King. But guys, according to my Stardust review, I gave this 3 stars, which is a C, and I have my reasons, like I said in this video, where people just like want to revisit the original, and people feel that same way with like Aladdin, and I heard that a lot of people didn't really care that much for Dumbo. I mean, it wasn't one of my favorites growing up, but I found Dumbo just to be alright. But yeah, we just have a literal live-action retelling of The Lion King. That's all I got for this review, and this has been Mike Pruitt. Thanks for stopping in. Of course, I'm the real hero. And you can follow me on Stardust, follow me on Facebook. You can even friend me. I don't even care. You can even friend me on Instagram. And guys, I will save the world from bad criticism and people who don't enjoy good movies. Which, I mean, I know kids will probably like enjoy this movie with them not growing up with the original. But like I said, I was born in 1989. I was only 4 years old when this movie came out, and I absolutely adored it. It still is one of the best animated movies of all time. And do we really need like a live action remake to a classic? It's money. It's money, and Hollywood is a big culprit in all these live action Disney remakes. But I'm going to stop rambling, and I'm going to send y'all off, and have a good rest of your Friday afternoon, and I'll see you guys in the next video. And I'm not sure what the next movie I want to see is, but Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is very, very high on my radar. I'm very much looking forward to that. So, in other words, have a good rest of your day, and I'll probably bring my review for Once Upon a Time in Hollywood next Friday. And guys, stay cool wherever you are. It's almost 100 degrees out here in St. Louis, so I'll talk to you guys later. I'll shut up now. This is almost a 12-minute video. I didn't expect it to be that long. But anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.